everyone, my name is Emily and today I thought we could have a little chat about email marketing. Now we've all heard the saying before, acquiring a new customer can cost 5 times more than retaining an existing one. With that in mind, in all of our marketing efforts, what are we doing to really maximize that probably incredibly hard-earned customer database that you possibly already have at your fingertips? So we know social media is incredibly important for businesses in 2022. However, even if you've only just begun to dip your toes in the water, you're probably experiencing firsthand just how much time is involved to grow on the platform. You've got to take your image, make it all pretty, come up with a caption, think about hashtags, now you have to do stories, what the heck is a reel, and what do you mean I've got to do it all again tomorrow for this to be effective? While it is completely worthwhile, generally the returns on social media can be longer term. So for that upfront effort, you don't necessarily feel the reward right away. And guys, it's been a rough 2 years. Let's look at an easier win. Well, email has great potential in this space when executed correctly, but in the world of all the other activities, it often gets forgotten or just not utilized to its full potential. Because when it comes to your existing customers, especially in terms of more immediate reach, email typically outperforms your average social media account. Because thanks to the evil algorithm of Facebook and Instagram, you have probably battled to get yourself your followers. But if those followers don't consistently engage with your content will no longer appear in their feed, despite the fact they've opted in to follow you. So for the average time for business owner who probably does their post, walks away, is a bit inconsistent, or just isn't doing a lot to really drive that engagement because they don't have time, we tend to find that on average less than 10% of the followers are actually seeing the content. So if you've got 1,000 followers, that's less than 100 of them who might see your post. Less than that again who are going to like or interact with it. Less than that again who might act off the back of it. So when we compare this to email, regardless of your industry, the overall average email rate generally hits somewhere between 17 and 28%, with the average click-through rate being somewhere between 2 and 5%. According to the latest reporting, in 2021, the home and garden industry had an average email rate of just shy 25% and an average click-through rate of just shy 2%. Now, I appreciate these aren't insanely exciting walk, don't run type numbers, but I think oftentimes we forget that that's still double when we compare it to social media. So thinking from the perspective of the cost of your time, effort, and energy, please don't forget to consider your email strategy. Because with email, on top of the increased reach, you're also reaching people who are already your customers. You can send them directly to your website, which you can on Facebook, but not on Instagram. And so the opportunity to convert is higher as well. Now, if you've ever done a campaign before, you might be thinking, well, hang on, I tried this and I just felt like I had a ton of bounces or I wasn't getting through to people. It just seemed like I was ending up in a lot of spam or junk folders. I completely empathize with this because when people first start out with email marketing, they may not be aware that there's actually 3 things that impact this. And with a few little changes, you should be able to see some big improvements in the space with future campaigns. The first is the email platform that you're using. So for example, are you using a third-party email platform such as MailChimp, or do you send through your regular email provider such as Outlook or Gmail? Because email providers like Outlook or Gmail are actually just not built for this type of sending, and they can have a little bit of a freak out and send a lot of your sends into spam or junk filters. Equally, not all third-party platforms are built the same, and there will be one that's probably a bit more right for your business than another. The second thing is your database. Be honest, how clean do you think it is? Do you have emails on there that have perhaps been on there for several years, if not decades? Or are you relying on a manual system where perhaps someone physically has to type in the email address and occasionally errors are occurring? Dead email addresses or incorrectly entered email addresses will bounce, and that can have an impact on your send reputation over time. The worse your send reputation is, the more junk boxes you'll find yourself in. A quick way of getting around this might be extracting only recent email addresses, so say the data that you've collected in the last 6 to 12 months and running a test campaign that way. However, having a clean database is a worthy asset, particularly if it ever comes to the day you might like to sell your business, because it will be valued as a part of that sale. And the third thing is email design. Sometimes minor things that we're doing in our emails can actually have an impact on triggering spam filters, such as going really heavy with images that are big file sizes or inadvertently using trigger words in our subject line. The good news is that all 3 of these things are fixable, and there's ways around some of these common problems if you do want to give emailing a go. And we can certainly chat about more of those in length if you wish to. The last thing people get tripped up on with emails is content and ideas. What do I put in my emails and where do I get the imagery? Well, if you're already producing content for social media, don't forget to repurpose it. Equally, for those of you taking part in the IGC campaigns, you are being provided with social media tiles that you can repurpose for email as well. Here is an example of an email I've whipped up using MailChimp, using just tiles from the upcoming autumn campaign social media pack. And in terms of ideas, don't forget to take advantage of that catalog. Each one of those headings could become a great theme for a single email. Sun savers, seeing citrus, our picks for autumn. Each of these could be an email topic, different sections within your email, or even reworked as great subject lines. So if you're taking part in the autumn campaign and would like to give emails a go, or maybe a second chance, let us know because we'd love to see how we can help. Now, regardless of if you're doing the autumn campaign or if you even plan on doing campaigns consistently, there's one last thought on emails I'd like to leave you with. Because if you're only going to do one thing, I'd implore you to do this. Because the last great thing about emails is, depending on the platform you're using, you can automate them. Who doesn't want to do something once and have it tick away in the background for them? Automated emails are great for keeping in touch with your customer at a set rate, and it doesn't need to be too often, with you only having to invest that initial setup time. The most valuable example of this is the welcome email. If you have a website, you probably have a form like this one. What happens if I sign up? Do I get an email? Because if I don't, I really should. If I've just signed up, I am the most interested in your website and your business I am ever likely to be. I've just made a proactive choice to hear from your business. Not receiving an email at this point not only makes me a little bit worried maybe my sign up didn't work, it's a wasted opportunity to reach me when I am most engaged. In fact, the data even supports this. 74% of people now apparently expect that welcome email. But better than that, the initial email's open rate on that welcome email is on average closer to 50%. So that's even more effective than your typical email. So guys, set this up once and let it keep working away in the background for you. Plus, for those of you who are looking for extra credit, once we have that sign up data, we could actually build additional emails all off the back of that sign up and use it to introduce every new subscriber to your business over a slow period of time. So for example, they sign up and get a welcome email. This includes a genuine welcome and maybe a special offer. 2 weeks after that, a second email arrives. Perhaps it's there to help make them aware of some of your less common services. 2 months after that, reminding them that we're still around, we could share some positive reviews or testimonials, or we could remind them how approachable we are with a meet the team type email. You can of course pick and adjust the timeline to suit whatever you're comfortable with, but this type of process can be really effective for efficiently touching base with your customers, keeping you top of mind in that gardening space, reminding them of your services, and driving them back to your website or center. You do need to pick slightly generic topics in this space just so that you only have to set it up once, but then it can tick through while you focus on other parts of your business. So that's all we have time for today. If you have any questions or would like us to expand on anything that we've spoken about today, please let us know. And if you'd like to get stuck into emails and are just not sure where to begin, please reach out to the team. We'd love to help you get started. Until then, have a great day.